This is going to be a fun and really easy upcycle. If you have some linked beaded chain, well, you can make what we're going to make in this video. And these are just some pieces and parts.
I'll take this costume jewelry and give it a new design. With a little bit of patience, it's gonna turn out just fine. I'll upcycle a linked beaded neck.
I am going to be behind the scenes in this video. It's been a crazy busy week, but I want to share with you these easy upcycle ideas. As I said in my opening, if you have some linked beaded chain like I have from a haul that I received from a fan and friend of the channel, her name is Nancy. She sent me this necklace, and you can see it has some faux pearls and some rhinestone balls and, goodness sakes, some filigree components. And then this is a necklace with a lot of fine chain and blue rondelles in various sizes and little embellishments. And this one I took apart in a recent video, and this is what I have left. Just some pieces and parts that I have left that I'd like to use up, at least try to use up, to make some new jewelry with it. I do have a ruler, so you need a ruler for this, and we're going to set this aside right now. And we are going to start with this chain because we have so much of it. Here's the clasp. It's just a lobster clasp. It's originally a 2-strand necklace, but we're going to take this apart. So grab a ruler, grab your tools, get in your bead stash and see if you have some linked beaded jewelry and be prepared to take it apart. We need to remove the extension chain. We have to take it back to just a length of beaded chain. That's what we want. That's our goal. So let's take it apart. I'm going to set aside the jump rings. I'll probably reuse those. Let's remove the lobster clasp. And let's see what we have here. We have this length, of course, because we have two lengths of chain, and we have this one. For this first project, we need 24 inches. If you wear glasses like I do, you're going to love this idea. If you don't wear glasses, well, I don't know what to say. Maybe someone you know wears glasses and you can make this as a gift. But grab a ruler. We want at least 24 inches. Let's see what we have in this piece. We have 12, 24, no problem. Even have all of this left over. So I'm going to save the longer one and set that aside. Now, these beads are on here pretty randomly. I mean, I guess there's a rhinestone rondelle in the center here, and I've got 2 filigree beads. I don't want to worry about the pattern too much, although I am going to look here and see if any of this lines up at all. Well, if I do this, we have the rhinestone ball right here. So let's check this again. It's a matter of whether you are symmetrical or not on how you want to do this. But truly, you can see here, although those pearls are lined up and those, nothing else is lining up here. It's not. So I'm going to adjust this. I have 3 pearls, 3 pearls, rhinestone rondelle, filigree, 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 no rhinestone rondelle over here. Interesting. Yeah. I guess I'd like to have a little bit of everything in this. And we can take this chain apart wherever we would like.
I'll upcycle a linked beaded necklace, one piece at a time, turning yesterday's clutter into something sublime.
This is it. I'm going with this. So what I'm going to do, I got my 24 inches. I'm going to take right here where this filigree ball is, and I'm going to open up the loop sideways, and I like to use my chain nose pliers. Just open this, detach the rest of it, and set it aside. We don't need it. We just need about 24 inches. I would say 26 at the most. How's that? So let's just measure this way again. Okay, so here's 12, and here's 24. So I'm going to take this apart right here. Close that up. Close it up as you go. Set that piece aside. So this is what we have, 24 inches of chain. I mentioned if you wear glasses, you're going to like this idea. I have these components that are used for making eyeglass holders with just linked chain, or as we have here, beaded chain. So that's what we're going to do. And I have a couple of jump rings that I'm going to upcycle from this necklace. So a couple of jump rings is all you need. This is like the fastest upcycle ever. Just put your jump ring through the last loop on one of the beads and just slip it through. Your jump ring has to be large enough to slip through the silicone strap for the eyeglass holder. Now these are silver and my chain is gold. I apologize for that, but that's what I had on hand. I would prefer to have gold, but I really wanted to show you this idea. But I do suggest, if you can, have the same finish of metal on your eyeglass holder as you do your chain. But for demonstration purposes, this will do just fine. And I honestly don't think anybody's going to notice because, you know, even the rhinestone rondelles have a silver hint to them. So here we go. We just made a quick eyeglass holder from chain and beads where the work was already done for us. How's that? And of course you just tighten this up and you can position it wherever you'd like it. Push the coil down towards the necklace part, slip that through and tighten it up. And there you go. In just minutes, you can upcycle linked beaded chain into a beautiful eyeglass holder. What do you think of this idea? It's been a while since I made one of these, but using the already linked beaded chain works great. Let's make another one, but add some more components. This time, let's work with this fine chain and see if we can work in some of these components from the Chico's necklace that I took apart. This one has a lobster clasp, but we don't need the lobster clasp. What we need is some of the chain and some of the beads. And because I want to work in some of these metal components, we probably don't need 24 inches of just the chain, you know, chain with a few beads in it. But let's start with removing the lobster clasp. And of course, I will save that because I could possibly upcycle this in a future upcycle, jewelry upcycle. And let's just start with one of the crystals. Your pattern is probably going to be completely different from mine. The takeaway is the idea. So let's go with, oh, okay, that's 12 right there. So let's say we want some chain around the top instead of beads. Let's see what kind of pattern we can figure out here. What I'm thinking on this one is I probably would want just chain around the back of the neck. So I'm going to start out thinking about 24 inches, but I'm not sure if I want these in here. I might remove those because I don't want to get much longer than 24 inches. So that's what I'm going to do. I'm just going to open these up here. My chain nose pliers. Oh, that head pin broke. Very unusual that would happen, but it did. That must have been a very delicate head pin. Better to find out now. So all I was doing was opening it sideways when it snapped. Snap happens. What can I say? Okay, so we have just about 24 inches. But I said I wanted to work in some of these components. So let's take a look at these. By the way, I made myself a pair of earrings using these. I made a pair in my recent video and I had some left, so I made a pair for myself as well. Okay, I'm trying to find components that are alike, and we definitely have, no, that's not pebbled. This is pebbled and that's pebbled. Again, just get into your own bead stash and see what you can take apart, you know, some type of linked necklace like I'm using here. Save your jump rings. If they're in good condition, reuse them whenever you can. These are very nice jump rings. So here's two components that we could work in. I'm looking to see, I also have this component. Now that is on a head pin. Let's remove the links. I'm trying to find the part where I open it. If I was talking a little fast at the beginning of this video, it's just because I was excited about this idea of upcycling this into eyeglass holders, and we'll probably make something else too. So I have these components, got two of those. You know, yes, I have these larger ovals, but I think I'm good really with just these here. So it's a little bit busy here. Let's set this aside. think I need a couple of more jump rings. So yeah, I think I'm going to need, well, from what I can tell, I need 2, 4, 6, 8 jump rings. So just taking them off the original necklace. The finished matches, they're nice and strong, nice gauge, a wire for the jump rings. So recycle, recycle, recycle. Okay, 4 of those. And I think I'm going to go ahead and make this one just a little bit longer. The 24 inches was the minimum. So this would be around the neck, and this part would come down and hold your eyeglasses. And these little embellishments just are part of it, these little round doodads there, as I call them. So let's see here. I think I would want the smaller component here, maybe not, because, you know, this is going into, well, let's get these out. Let's take a look. Again, I would prefer these be gold, but they are what they are for this demonstration here. So if we put this with a jump ring and then connected this, that would add some interest to it, because this is what's going to hang down beside the face. It'd be something like this. I think that's doable. You could also have chain and then these components and then chain. That's a possibility too. In fact, we could shorten this chain up a little bit so that it is about 1 inch of chain hanging down along, you know, the cheeks, you know, hanging down along the sides of your face. A little challenging to count these. And I'm looking here to see the cuts in the jump ring. Ooh, those are tiny. Tiny, tiny. How long did I say this was? Let's take another look here. I'm thinking I would like some chain on the other side of this. That's what I'm thinking. The easiest thing to do would be just to add a little bit of chain, just a little bit. Just take another piece of chain off of here and add just a tiny bit, because we don't need too much on the other side. Just a little bit. I'm going to take some chain from here. The nice part is it's all very easy to take apart again and adjust. Let's bring this around again, as if this part is around the neck. Let's take a jump ring. I've got my flat nose and my chain nose here. I have another pair of flat nose that I typically use, but they are downstairs right now. And I just don't feel like stopping and going and getting them. Can we get this jump ring through that tiny link? That's the question. If it doesn't fit, which it may not, I would like for it to fit. It's not fitting. I need to grab a couple of smaller jump rings. I'll be right back. Let's see if these will work. They're 16 gauge. I'm going to try it. I need to get through that link. If I can't get through the link, this isn't going to work. Yay, I got through. All right, I'm going to connect the first component. Close that up. Wiggle it just a little bit if you need to. I need to eliminate that jump ring because we know now that they won't work. They're just too thick in gauge of wire. This through here, and let's add this component. You know what? I felt like these were not facing the same direction. This one especially, it didn't seem to be facing the same direction. Go through the loop of whatever think of this as a connector. You don't have to have the same thing. Just take apart a necklace that has some metal components that are joined together by jump rings and design your own eyeglass holder. I mean, I kind of think that most of us probably wear glasses. I mean, some of you might have contacts, so this isn't going to help you. I can't wear contacts. I have glasses on all the time. I'm often just putting my glasses on my head or tucking them in my shirt, the front of my shirt. And sometimes they almost fall off. So I think I'm going to get some use out of this. And most of the ones you buy in the store, well, they're not always all that pretty. I did take this little section of chain. I only need maybe 1 inch. Yeah, I've got plenty. So let's take another one of our smaller gauge jump rings. Again, I think I said these are, did I say these are 18? I think I said. It's a little challenging getting through that link, but we know it's not impossible. take 2? Get a grip. Oh my gosh. How about take 3? There, got it. Let's go through here. Now, so we said we needed 1 inch. I'm not sure how many lengths that is, but 1 inch ends up about here. I'm going to disconnect the one below it once I find the cut, which direction the cut is facing, and hope I don't drop it. Tiny, tiny chain. Oh, maybe I'm not seeing the cut very good. I was having such a time opening up that link that I decided to do this another way. And that is just simply cut the link, because sometimes it's just really hard to get a grip, if you know what I mean. And since I have enough chain to work with, so yes, I have to throw that link away, but it's not a problem. So we have 1 inch there. Let's go to the other side and use a jump ring, and let's connect some chain to here. Close it up. How much do we need? About 1 inch is what I was using. Check it one more time. Make sure I cut the right one. It's a little hard to get it in here. This is a very fine chain. Oops, got it. Set that little piece aside, and we are ready to add our eyeglass holder component. And we need a couple of jump rings, and I am going to use the stronger jump rings for that. The ones that came off of the original necklace for this. I've got the jump rings. Oh, wait a minute. We said we couldn't get this through here. I'm going to have to use 2 jump rings because I need this one to fit through here. I guess the takeaway is if your chain is a little larger lengths, that would be helpful because you need a jump ring large enough to go through the eyeglass, component. But you need a small jump ring for the fine chain. So that's what I learned from this one. Fine chain might make it a little more challenging, but still doable. These jump rings have a slight oval shape to them, which is probably okay for this particular component. Okay, 1 down. We need that small jump ring for the fine chain. And then I'm just going to close that up. And then a larger jump ring that's large enough to go through the width of this silicone. I guess it's like a rubber or silicone band that's going to hold the glasses. Close that up. And we have another eyeglass holder. And this one, I measured it, and it's around 26 inches. 26 inches on this one. These components work the same way they did on the first one. You just push the coil down, put this on here, tighten it up, snug it up, coil down, slide this through. And you can pick these up at pretty much any craft store. If I find these on Amazon, I'll put them in my Amazon store for Avante jewelry, but you should be able to walk into any craft store right now and buy these eyeglass holders. So what do you think? And I do like the fact that there's a little bit of chain hanging down before you start the pretty components, and then just have a few beaded accents here. So who knew that we could just take necklaces, right, and turn them into eyeglass holders in minutes. So we have this one and this one. But what else can we make with this ready-made chain? Any thoughts? Well, I've got a few, so keep watching. Let's take a look at what we have left. We have some more of the linked beaded chain. We can make another eyeglass holder for that much. We could even make just a necklace. We could still just make a necklace with this, just like it is. Absolutely. I had one of these components out of this necklace that I took apart, the Chico's necklace. I had just one of those. I have some more of this chain left. I have some of these link components left. I have some of those. And some of these were soldered. I couldn't take those apart. And then I have this one that's separated out. So a little bit of this and that. Just looking here. Got a jump ring stuck on here, so let's take that off. I'm going to save this one. I'm going to also take this off of here in case we need it for anything, for something. So I have a lot of these. Some of these have more texture than others. Like this one's more smooth and that one's more pebbled. You know what I'm going to do? I'm just going to play some music here while I take the rest of this apart so I can see all the components that we have left to work with from this original Chico's necklace.
I have a box of treasures, forgotten but not lost. Old jewelry that still shines, can be renewed, I trust. I'll take this costume jewelry and give it a new design. With a little bit of patience, it's gonna turn out just fine. I'll upcycle a linked beaded necklace, one piece at a time, turning yesterday's clutter into something sublime. It's fun, it's easy, let your spirit take hold. You can go simple or sassy, subtle or bold. Whether it's minimalist or a loud fashion statement piece, the joy the jewelry making brings a creative release. I'm sorting through the round beads, so spherical and smooth, finding the rhythm, finding the groove. I've got faux pearls and a bead and link chain, giving these vintage-inspired pieces life once again. I'll take a link chain and a single jump ring to see what kind of magic a one-of-a-kind necklace can bring.
I think I have everything apart. I have these pebbled ones, kind of like a hammered metal, a little pebble effect. These are smooth. These have pattern on just the front. I have these links I could work with, and these long ones, I'm probably not going to work with these at all. And these three do not come apart. I've got several of those. By the way, there's the original Chico's that I was talking about. So this is what I have. So how can we take this beaded linked chain from this original necklace and make it into something that's a modern of kind of vintage and new? We can upcycle it, something into a little more modern. And I'd like to use these rhinestone rondelles perhaps, and the filigree beads. I did say I'm setting that one aside. I think I'll set that aside. I think I'll keep this one. And trying to decide where I want to take this apart, because I'm thinking about using this as my center. I don't want the rhinestone rondelles to be under the wrist. I have an idea, but I don't know if it's going to work. I want to separate this rhinestone from the rest of the link chain. And I'm hoping that oh, I see. You know what? This has a special kind of link. So I need to separate it by the pearls on either side. I can't open up the links on the rhinestone itself. At least it doesn't look like I can. Not easily. Will this fit in the middle here? Somewhere, somehow. Could we possibly take two of these jump rings and get this to float in the center? I have no idea. Oh, and I don't even know if these jump rings will go through there. Okay, it did. Let's see. Let's just play. That's what we're doing. We're playing. Can I get it to float? If you know what I mean, center it up. I've never attempted this before with a linked beaded necklace to center up something. I mean, I've never made this at all before. This is a one of a kind for sure. Okay, what's going to happen here? Okay, it's kind of floating around. It's moving. I think it actually fits sideways better than it does lengthwise. Although lengthwise isn't such a bad idea either. I don't want to stretch out the jump rings. But when I put it sideways, you see it's going to kind of slide around a lot. I would love for it to be perfectly centered. That would be nice. I don't know if that would happen if I put it in. No, I think it would be too loose in the smaller jump rings. I guess if it's on the diagonal, it's not horrible. Oh, what a way to put it, right? Okay, I'm going to just randomly attach some of the linked beads. Oh wait, no, I don't want to do that yet. I think I want to attach one of these hammered components. Is this going to work? I have no idea, but we'll find out together. Trying to get a good grip on that. Attach this one, the other end. Close it up. Take a look at what we have so far. You know, this is moving around in here. Put these on opposite sides of the jump rings that's holding the rhinestone. I did that intentionally. Let's take another jump ring and go ahead and attach some of the beads, the linked beads. Let's attach this here. I'm just seeing what all I can attach here. If I didn't say, I'm trying to make a bracelet. That's what I'm trying to do. And probably about 7¼ inches or so. So I don't need a lot of beads, plus we have the clasp. I'm going to disconnect it right here. And don't worry, I'll be adding more to this here. I'll be adding more to that. And then I don't want any more rhinestones. I just want the rhinestone in the center. But I do want another section of chain that pretty much mimics this one. So I'm going to take it apart here. Or do I want to stagger those beads maybe? Yeah, maybe I do. You'll see. I said I wanted to work in some of these filigree beads, so that's what I'm going to be able to do. Are you still with me? Are you hanging in here with me as I play around with this and see what we can come up with? If you are, leave a comment and let me know. We're going to keep working this until we have some kind of unique bracelet. I'm going to take this apart right here. I think when you're playing with linked beads, you know, linked chain, that you do have to play with it. You have to play around and see how it's going to work out. I'm working one half of it right now, you know, one side of the bracelet. Let's see what we can do with this. If I want to just put chain here, this is a slightly different color. Not sure. I think I'm going to continue with just the linked beads because that chain is so fine. Let's say that this is half the bracelet. A little too long, obviously. Absolutely too long. I think I can take it apart right here. Now you could make a single strand bracelet and you would be done already, okay? I'm just trying to push myself. That's what I'm doing. I'm pushing myself to try to make it a little bit more unique than just one strand, but you can do whatever you'd like. Maybe this works, maybe not. Soon to find out. I think it's taking longer to take everything apart and measure it than anything. So, okay, I'm going to go on the other side here because it's a filigree bead. Go on this other side, close that up. I might have to adjust some of these beads here, add or remove, but I have the filigree here. Pattern's running a little different, but I think I can open it right here. See what I'm doing here? Building it out diagonal. Now this one here, I'm going to try to duplicate that one. If I can find that same pattern. It might be that I can't duplicate this same pattern at all with what I have left. That's very possible. I had to think on this one a little bit, but I think I have something I can work with. Let's add a section to here that matches over here. So much for random. Those of you who know me know that I struggle with random. I do. That's nothing new. I think we're ready to attach a clasp, and that will simplify everything that's going on here right now. As I'm looking at this here, I feel like I need one more bead on the end of each of these. So I'm just going to choose maybe this one of these little 6mm pearls and attach it here and close that up. Just needs a little more length to even things up. So depending on your wrist size, you just have to play around with it a little bit. I have a clasp here that I'm going to use, lobster clasp. I have a jump ring. I haven't officially checked the fit of this, but let's bring all three of these together, all three strands on each side, 3 strands of beads. Need to get our jump ring through all 3 of these. So you might need to go to a smaller jump ring. And I'm just going to close that up because I want some flexibility on the jump ring that I'm attaching. So I'm going to go back and use a 6mm jump ring to attach the lobster clasp. I want some flexibility here. Just putting it through the larger jump ring. Close it up. Now let's take again one of these jump rings that's from the original necklace, and let's turn this around and gather each of these. We know that the metal component is in the center, so let's gather this, and I'm hoping this fits. I'm going to put an extension chain on it, but I'm hoping it fits without adding any more beads, although I do have more beads I could add. But let's take and upcycle this extension chain. I don't think I need this much. I'm sure I don't need this much, but I'm going to, you know what? I might keep that little ball on the end and maybe take about an inch of the extension chain for now, an inch or so. Set aside the rest. Get that jump ring that we put here. Add the extension chain. This is a twisted oval chain, so it's a little more challenging to get closed, just a little bit. What have we made here with all these different lengths and components? What have we made? And a rhinestone ball in between that likes to go on the diagonal. It does. It would probably be helpful to have a swivel clasp. Got it. Got it. Here we have upcycled bracelet. We've used 2 different necklaces to make this bracelet. Got the little rhinestone ball in the center, slightly on the diagonal, and 3 strands of beads. Could probably added more, and I would have less extension chain here. So probably could go back and add. I've got more I can work with, but I just wanted to show you how you could take metal components and attach some of your linked beads and even some of the other metal components and make a cute bracelet. Of course, the easiest thing to do would be just to simply take your chain, the length that you need it, and add a lobster clasp and a jump ring, and you're good to go. Easy peasy. How easy is that? Just add a clasp and you've got an instant bracelet. Forget all the extra multi-strand, etc. You still could work in something like this, putting beads on each side, just 1 strand. I'll show you here. I'm not going to make it, but I'm going to show you. You could just take an oval component like this, attach some linked chain, add a lobster clasp, add a jump ring, maybe an extension chain, and you can make yourself a very quick and easy bracelet. This one took a little more time, but I think it was worth it. And using only a few of the beads from the necklace, including the rhinestones, you can make some quick and easy earrings. I mean, that's all I did. Just took a few beads, reconfigured the connection, and added some ear wires. You can do this too. I invite you to vote for your favorite piece that we made today.
Maybe a dainty bracelet for a delicate wrist, or an eyeglasses holder with a colorful twist. From the scraps of the old comes a style so refined, with the heart of the past and the future combined. It's fun, it's easy, let your spirit take hold. You can go simple or sassy, subtle or bold. Whether it's minimalist or a loud fashion statement piece, the joy of the jewelry making brings a creative release. Reimagined and recycled, shining like new custom-made beauty.
I decided to whip up a couple of other pieces. I made a simple bracelet, just a strand of the linked beads, added a clasp, that's all it is. I made some really simple earrings, quick and easy, just from a few beads. I didn't have the camera on. I was playing around and I thought, you know what, let's go ahead and use those rhinestones and add a few of the pearls. So you can do all kinds of things with these linked beads. I hope you enjoyed today's upcycle. I know I'm almost always on camera, but behind the scenes today, a lot going on. But I hope you do take a minute and vote and comment 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. What's your favorite piece or pieces? And is this something that you would do? This is what we have left. I could still make more. Do you have some linked bead necklaces in your bead stash and your jewelry stash that you can upcycle? I hope you do. And as always, thanks for watching, I'm Vickie, and I'll see you in the next video.
World of the makers, we all belong, yeah. It's just fine, it's easy and fun. Look at the masterpiece that you've just begun. The joy of the jewelry making brings a creative release.